Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today is April the 14th, 2021, and I just wanted to take a look at Apple. From the looks of it, we are approaching an Apple earnings date, and just wanted to see how this stock is doing. Much like the rest of the economy, it's been ticking closer to all-time highs. Let's just pull it all the way back to 2010, as far back as it'll go. We get about, I guess, what's that, 11 years, just shy of a little more than 10 years of data inside of TradingView, but that's all we really need to take a look at most of these companies because so many companies are at all-time highs anyway. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the volume just so we can take a look. And I mean, Apple is a strong, dividend paying company. As you can see, we don't have to go into too much from even who this company is because it seems like the majority of the people in the world are walking around with an Apple product or two in their pocket. So I wanted to pull this back. Really, I like looking at the post-pandemic market recovery and then all the way up until now where we're trading. So we're going to start off as usual with our, with some moving averages. And it's funny, like right off the bat, I'm seeing possibly a recurring theme in Apple with the level that we're trading at right now. But we will get to that. We're going to do a 10-day, a 20, and a 60-day like we always do. Love using my 10-day as sort of my buy signal or my indicator that the market price is going higher than what it's been. And I use my 20 as more of a sell signal, meaning the market is angling lower. And then, of course, having a 60-day works for having a little bit longer term view in the market. So there we go. As you can see, when the market is rising, that 10-day is higher than the green is higher than the red, which is significantly higher than the 60. Prices did pull back in September all the way to 60. Went below it briefly, pulled higher again, and right now we're actually below it. And on the daily, you guys can see that we actually are in a period of congestion because the 10-day is higher than the 20 but lower than the 60. So this could be an indication that Apple stock might be pushing higher, although it appears to be at a level or in a region of what I would call strong resistance. Let's take it down to the 1 hour just to see what's going on. And of course, given this recent price increase, the 1 hour shows that all three moving averages, the 10, the 20, and the 60, are actually in line. I suspect that will also be the case for the 30-minute. 30-minute fully bullish with all three moving averages in line. The 10 is higher than the 20, higher than the 60, and most likely the 15 will be the same. So let's take a look then at the MACD, just get a better sense of where momentum is. I'm sure the momentum is going to be sort of pulling higher on the daily side, but it'll be interesting to see how the MACD is handling the how it looks in the 1 hour and the 15-minute, the 30-minute. So of course we had a change in momentum here. Looks like a month ago, March 12th, and it's just sort of pushed higher recently with this recent price increase. Both the blue and the red, that's the MACD line and the signal line, have pulled into positive territory. They are above the zero line. Anything above zero starts to approach being overbought. Anything below zero tends to approach being oversold. So no surprises here. Let's look at the 1 hour. I really want to see if this stock, so at the 1 hour, the crossover, the bullish crossover happened a while ago. And the one challenge that I mentioned in all of these videos with the MACD is that when you have a trending market, It really is tough to trade these little crossovers here. Like, oh, the MACD line went below the signal line, so you short, but really you shouldn't have shorted because it really is just still a continuation of strength as that strength is building. And this 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 sort of indicator can end up oscillating or crossing back and forth above each other, but still staying above the zero line, still staying in this overbought region. So during trending, extremely trending markets, it's tough to use. It's tough to trade on this indicator. Um, and same here, you can see with the 30-minute, that's exactly what I mean. You get these crosses and then crosses above, cross, 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 but really all of this is a continuation of an upward trend and the building of an upward trend. I imagine a 15-minute will be very similar. 15-minute, it jumps around a little bit more, but again, and definitely if you're using the MACD on the 15-minute range, you definitely want to see the indicator go above or below the zero line before you take any action based on a crossover. So you have this crossover that happened yesterday, where the signal line crossed over the MACD line. That typically is a bearish indicator, but I would not look to sell this until we cross below the zero line. Both lines need to cross below the zero line before I would believe this. Otherwise, you're selling strength, because the strength right now on both the day on all of these is to the upside. So that brings us up to a great point in the video. I could do a little bit of a retracement. We can do that. Let's start with the little Fibonacci retracement. We'll take this full move from the low back in March of 2020 to the high that we just saw, or that we've seen in 2021, and just get a sense of where we are overall. So we're going to do our Fibonacci retracement. Going to go from the very tip here to the top there and just stretch it out so we have all the data points are inside. Let's see. There we go. So we can see all the numbers. So low of $53, high of $145.19. You can see that right now we are sitting at we've come back, but this pullback went below the 23.6% level, but didn't quite get to the 38.2% level. Kind of interesting. And we're just really in between levels. I'd also love to see previously with top to bottom. So you can see how prior, the last retracement, that the last big pullback did get a 38.2% pullback. But it went there fairly quickly before going ahead and making its own new highs again. What I think is more interesting is the possibility that right now we are in a region that appears to have a little bit of a resistance. Here's why I say that. Let's pull this on in. So price did go above this level of resistance one day. It went above it on 2 days, 3 days. It popped above it, kind of hovered around it, pulled on down. This $135 range in the stock has some significance. Clearly has significance. I'm not a long time Apple buyer or seller, neither way, but there definitely seems to be something there, and I'm gonna pull this one in here too as another level that could be really important to this stock, because it appears to have been a bit of resistance as well. It played support, resistance, kind of resistance here. Definitely an area of interest here, and was similar back here in mid March also played a level of resistance before it broke through. And then, of course, I would say uh, if this stop keeps running, you can fully expect it to take on this previous high, right? So let's make some interesting little. We're gonna change some of the colors here. Let's leave that there. So this right here, this red line would definitely, which is nothing more than the previous high. I think that region should end up playing a bit of resistance if we get above this $135 range. I would almost expect it to go if we get higher than 135. I would expect this stock fully to go test this $145 range. So another $10 there in Apple. We're kind of in between. I also would expect to see some support. Pull this on back up. I love TradingView too because you can see those gray numbers. It lets me know if I've created a flat line or if I've angled it at all. I don't want to cheat for my analysis. You're like making the line move just so it fully supports what you're trying to say. Like, no, that's not the goal. The goal is to read the tea leaves, not make them grow the way you want them to. Let's pull this back too. All right. Just trying to get that back to even. Doesn't seem to want to go. I'll just leave it there for now. So, yeah, so I could definitely see this green line as being a line of support. The red line was just the last high being a line of resistance, but we are in right now an area that has had a lot of power. Because look at all of the places, all the times we've kind of stalled out in that price range. So you definitely want to be aware. And if you're looking to buy this stock, I really would look to buy it once it gets through this range, because it just as easily could cross 135 and then fall lower and continue this downward move. It also appears that we could end up in a bit of a channel in the stock, but for now, I'm expecting it, especially given that earnings is here. So let's look at what it's done with earnings in the past. So earnings on October, look like earnings date October 29th. Stock went lower on October the 30th, lower, and then ended up gapping higher and making new highs. Apple earnings, we had a gap higher, made new highs. Apple earnings here in January sent the stock lower, significantly lower, and so we'll see if these earnings this time are going to have a similar effect. And there's so much missing from even just taking a look at the earnings. That's why I only talk about fundamental technical analysis on this channel. The fundamental side requires a lot more digging into what really made this stock go down. So it beat their earnings, right? They beat their earnings estimate, but maybe by not enough, or maybe this was news that their latest iPhone wasn't having the sales draw overseas, or you just never know. I mean, you end up really having to dig, but if you are a technician or a practitioner of technical analysis, you can oftentimes just believe that all of the relevant news is priced into the market, if not at any given moment, certainly at the next one, meaning that price will end up reflecting the market's full expectation for that stock. So I've always enjoyed and done well with technical analysis over the years. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. And also feel free to click that bell so that you get notified when I make new videos. And I hope you guys are having a great week. Happy trading.